This is a game changer right here. You guys do not understand how powerful this tool right here could be. One of the hardest parts about running a 3D printing business is finding the right items to sell. So many people have their opinions on how you should run your business. Some people say you shouldn't even be in business unless you know how to design everything from scratch. Some people say that you're not supposed to, find other people's models to sell those. Truthfully, it is your business and it is your business model. I personally do not know how to 3D design yet, so I do rely on other people to go through and have the design skills that I can then sell. So for me, when Sales Samurai reached out and offered to sponsor this video, I took it as an opportunity to look at a completely different industry or a completely different niche that I haven't gone into yet and see if we can find some items that might be profitable for you guys to sell. So the first portion of this video is going to be showing you the tool, and then the second portion of it is going to be actually showing you the idea that I have in my head that I know is pretty popular, but I want to see if we can do some research together and see if someone out there is able to print some of these things and make some money. So this is not going to necessarily be a video for me on, what I plan on doing, but this is something that a lot of people are into, and I hope this will be a helpful resource for those people. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Corey, and this is William's Workshop. We talk all things 3D printing. We normally are over there with the 3D printers, going over some cool prints, but today we're going to spend some time in the office going over an Etsy tool that I think might be really valuable to a lot of people. So Sales Samurai is sponsoring this video, but they haven't paid me to say anything good or bad about the tool. They just want me to showcase it, and I think it's a pretty valuable one. I am going to go ahead and hop in and show you Sales Samurai. All right, so when you go to Sales Samurai, they are going to be giving you guys, they do have a free trial, but from there you actually have a 20% off discount if you use my code, and I'm going to throw that on the screen right here. So you guys can, if you want to visit this website and take a look at it, you can get a discount. Coming in here, when you go into Sales Samurai, here's what you're going to see on the left side. You're going to have a ton of different resources that we're going to get into, but first is going to be the search area here. So you can search a keyword and it's going to give you a ton of SEO research on it. So cost per click is going to be down here. This is going to be the big one that you guys are going to look at too, is going to be the Google competition and then your Etsy competition as well. So this is a pretty solid choice, which I kind of knew from the beginning, which again, we'll go into building that out on the back end, but I just want to show you the tool first. So you can actually search basic search or a single search or a single listing. So if you were to go onto Etsy's website and grab, and let's say I'm just going to grab the first one. So let's say we want to grab this URL here. You can actually go back over to Sales Samurai, and then you can hit single search or single listing, and you can search that listing, and you can figure out how many views they're getting, quantity of the item, monthly views, when it was last modified. You get how long it's been up. So you can see this has been up for a long time, how many likes, you can see the price of it. But some big things that you can see here too, when you scroll down here, is the tags that they're using, which is super important. So obviously they're using dice, and then you can favorite these. So let's say you hit favorite, you can favorite that tag. So when you go and create your own listing, you have a list of favorites. So these are the tags that this person used to become a pretty good seller on Etsy, which is nice. Let's see what else you have here. It's going to also show you the images, so you don't have to go back and forth to their website or to Etsy. You can see all of the photos right here. And if you hit see more, you can see the description and the title, and you can kind of see specifically how this person set up this item. Now, do not go and just copy this word for word. Obviously, you want to make this your own, but this gives you a really good understanding of, okay, this person used this specific language in his title, and then you can see, hey, that he became a bestseller by using this platform. And this is what it looks like as well. So you can do your keyword research, but you can also do your picture research as well. So you can see like, hey, this one looks like an actual like tower, where this one here doesn't necessarily look like a tower. It does have a ton of sales, but this one's $70. So you can start doing your research there. So that's really what the keyword research tool is for Samurai, or for Sales Samurai. Now, You can then, so that's the search tool. So you can search whatever you want there. Here is going to be, if you connect your shop, again, we're just going to use Williams Workshop as the dummy account. This is going to be where you can connect all of your listings and have Sales Samurai do kind of a little audit for you as well. So you can see right here, it's highlighted because it says I'm missing 5 tags. So if you click on this, you can see right here, I have an opportunity to add some more tags here. So you can add up to 13 tags. So right here, I'm missing a few of them. So it's letting me know, hey, you're missing some. It's also going to show you the quantity, the likes. It's going to give you all of that additional information right on your own shop. But the nice thing is you can really see here, it's going to pop up and say, hey, I'm missing some images and I'm missing some tags. So when you click on images here, it's actually for the same one. I only have 3 photos. They're saying that I should be adding some more photos here. And then when you hit detail, you can see it brings up all this information. So that's where you can go to add your shop. The next is going to be a really cool feature, especially if you're new to Etsy, is going to be you can actually create your own listing right from Sales Samurai. So you can start by adding a key phrase. So I just put vase in there and then get suggestions, which is really cool. So you're going to be able to see the volume, the search volume. So if I hit next, you can see here what shop it's going under. I can start typing in and building out an entire Etsy listing right from Sales Samurai. So that's a cool little tool here. Competition tracker. I was doing this a little earlier. I just added Shop Nation because there's actually nothing on there. And I know he has one. Actually, I don't even think it's the same one. Cool. Even better. So it's not an actual person, but you can add your competition. So if you know, like, let's say we go with the dice towers and you know, hey, this specific person or this specific shop is doing really well in the dice tower niche, you can add them as a competition to see what their sales looks like, their listings, how many likes they're getting, and you can actually use them as a barometer of like, hey, they have all of their sales running from 9 to 5. I need to start putting my sales on 9 to 5. Or like, hey, they run flash sales continuously. I want to start running some flash sales, and you can kind of mimic and get some inspiration from your competition as well. Again, don't copy. Use them as inspiration. From here, you're going to have your favorite section. So again, when you start saving all those tags, you'll have everything listed right here. So when you go under keywords, if you start saving keywords under there, you'll be able to have all your favorited keywords here. Next is a big portion that a lot of people need to look at. It's going to be the price calculator. So if you have an item that you want to price for, let's say $12, shipping price, let's say your price is $5. Are you going to be adding a coupon? Yes. Most of the time, I believe you should. Let's say you put 20% down. And then you're just going to run through, let's say it cost you $4 to make, $4 in material cost, shipping cost. Let's just put 0 because we're charging for shipping right here. Etsy ads, let's say you're going to run $5 a day. You can then hit calculate. So you can see on this left side, it'll calculate everything for you. And it will show you that if you were to price this exactly the way you have it, your estimated profit would be negative. So let you know you got to bump this up to, let's say, $19. Calculate, you'd make $4.83. So you then can play with these numbers and see, hey, is it worth me selling this item or not? And then you also have, if you're going to be running Etsy fees, you can add this over here. I don't think offsite is available to everyone, but let's pretend it is. You can add that in here as well, and you can see what your margins would be. So a really powerful tool here. Now I got to move myself so I can show you guys. This is a game changer right here. You guys do not understand how powerful this tool right here could be. This is their calendar. So you might be looking at it and be like, cool, it's a calendar. But especially if you're in the 3D printing niche, there are a lot of things that you can make based off of a holiday. So obviously Valentine's Day is next month. That's a big one, but there's some other ones that people might buy things for. So if you are if your business is like, hey, I'm going to create 3D printed items based off of the holidays that are coming up, you can click on the United States, and then you can see here, like Valentine's Day is coming up, first day of Black History Month. So if you wanted to create something for Black History Month, you could do that. Obviously, Valentine's Day is here. And you can, the big thing here is if you just click on United States, it's going to give you all of the major holidays. So it's going to give you Thanksgiving, all that stuff, all the things that you probably already know. But if you hit unofficial, this is where you can really unlock some things here. So let's see, tortilla chip day. So you could create a bowl and have that go out a couple of weeks before that and advertise it as, you know, tortilla chip day or something like that, and then create a bowl. You could do, there's a ton of different things in here. Dentist day. You could advertise, you know, a tooth. You can 3D model a tooth and say, hey, you can give this as a gift for, you know, your favorite dentist or whatever the case is. But you can really start to, obviously your creativity would then still need to come into play, but you can use this as a barometer to say, hey, I know this day is coming up in a couple of weeks. Like let's say dentist day. Let's use dentist day. So a couple of weeks before, you could say, hey, I'm going to start 3D printing some like models of teeth. And then you can advertise that later on and say, hey, this is for dentist day coming up on the 6th. Make sure you get, you know, your blah, blah, blah tooth. And then you can 3D print those out as well. So definitely a really powerful tool here. If you guys could do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below, we have a goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know with your help, we can get there. And I know it's a lofty goal as well. But if you guys could all at this point, just hit the subscribe button, that would get us a lot closer. It said like 80%. I was looking at my YouTube analytics. It says like 80% of you guys who are watching aren't subscribed. It'd mean the world to me, especially if you get any value out of this video, to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Now let's get back into the video. All right. So Sales Samurai also has a Google Chrome extension. So once you are on Sales Samurai's website, if you hit Google Chrome extension right here, what you can do is when you start to search something on Etsy, so let's say we're searching Dice Tower for D&D, we can see, actually, I'm just going to search Dice Tower. So Dice Tower D&D, you can see it's got 24,000 searches every single month. Which is really awesome. If you hit more over there, you can see what the search volume looks like. So if you're like, hey, dice, so D&D dice sets, D&D trays, you can get some additional information when clicking on that more. And this will allow you to determine what it is that you need to be having in your, what you need to be having on your title. So like right here, if you just search D&D dice set, you can see here the search volume is extremely high and the competition in comparison to the search volume is not super high. So that might be something that you want to incorporate as well when you're using your, when you're building out your listing. All right, so now let's go ahead and move over to, if I were you guys, what I would be taking a look at. I'm not necessarily into D&D, but I know a lot of people are. And I also obviously can tell when you search Dice Towers, it is a very, very big niche. So what I would be doing, and I'm doing this for my new Etsy, I am doing the keyword research using Sales Samurai. So start by going over to Sales Samurai. Obviously, we're already here. If you hit basic search and you search Dice Tower, so if you search Dice Tower, it's going to take a little bit of time here. Now that this is up, you can see Dice Tower. It's got a couple X's here. The competition's pretty high. But if you search Dice Tower D&D, as your keyword, this is a lot better of a search term that you want to utilize in your listing. So you can see right here, the competition's pretty low. But again, as we saw over here, the competition or the search volume is pretty high. So this might be something that you would take a look at. So from there, what I would do once I have a keyword, I would just go through and click over here, take a look at what keywords I have and what are really popular when it comes to search volume, and then the competition, making sure it's super low. So right here, like let's say we use D&D Dice Tower. If I go over to Etsy and search in D&D Dice Tower, what I want to do now, the next step I would take is I would then figure out, you know, what's the common theme. So obviously all of them look like they're 3D printed. I don't even necessarily need to put 3D printed in there because most of them are at this point. I know that. A lot of them have dragons or skulls or kind of in that same vein of Dungeons and Dragons, obviously. So I would then take a look at some of these best sellers and say, okay, so this one here is a bestseller. That's a popular now. This one's a bestseller. It's the dice itself. This one here is a bestseller. This one's a bestseller. And kind of get a theme for it. So I'm seeing that the theme is going to be skulls seem to be Skulls and dragons seem to be what looks like to be selling the best. Yeah, so it looks like what's selling the best there is going to be the skulls or dragons, obviously. But if you even search up here, let's say we search dragon on top of Dice Tower, see what happens when I search Dice Tower dragon. Okay, so it looks like the competition is even lower, and the click-through rate, the average click-through rate on Etsy is about 3%, which is pretty solid. Nothing crazy to write home about. But if you search Dice Tower Dragon or Dragon Dice Tower, that seems to be even better. So let's see if we do that. Yeah, so this is what I would be searching. So I would search Dragon Dice Tower, and I would say, hey, looks like the search volume's pretty high and the competition's pretty low. You definitely want to start looking on Maker World or wherever. We're not going to get into the file side of things. That's on you guys. You can go and find your own files, but what I would do is use Sales Samurai to get the keyword research done, as well as my market research to see, is my idea even viable? Is what I want to sell something that people are buying? And then also, like, what does the search volume look like? What are sales looking like? There's a couple of different tools on Sales Samurai that we didn't even go into. Like when creating your own listing, you can see how many pictures on average they're using. You can see how what the average price is to make sure you're competitive. There's a ton of different tools on Sales Samurai that you can then get your idea using the market research. And then from there, you can then build out your own listing on Etsy after you find your file, and you guys take care of that on your own end. We're not going into that for other reasons. But other than that, guys, I want to say thank you guys for the love and support. I have another video coming out on Wednesday where I'm giving away some filaments. So if you haven't gotten into that giveaway, I'm going to leave that video linked right here. Go ahead and watch that video. Leave a comment on that video so you can get entered into the giveaway. But I truly believe that Sales Samurai saved my Etsy listing or my Etsy career, because I was going to be getting rid of Etsy and just moving over to something different. But they reached out, and I'm going to decide to give this one more chance. So Etsy is something that we'll talk about a little bit more probably on this channel because of Sales Samurai. So once again, thank you to Sales Samurai for sponsoring this video. There is going to be a link down below. It is an affiliate link. If you use it, it does help out the channel. As well as, I haven't really talked about this on the channel, but I do have a YouTube membership down below. There are some perks if you sign up for that, helping out the channel. And, there are some perks that come along with that. So would appreciate anyone who signs up for either one of the links down below. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.